Okay, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, elders of GMS. Okay, and salutation, peace, and much blessings. And safety to you, hopeful elect of the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Indian descent, Israelite foreigners, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, and scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, amongst the heathen nations, but have the spirit of an Israelite. Okay. Okay, what I have here is an example of the son of perdition. Okay, that of the natural fornicator. Okay, so first let me read this scripture, 1 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, because that's one of the greatest tricks that this devil has performed. That he got the majority of the world, which the world is waking up to his wickedness now, but he had, for all this time, he had the world thinking that the devil does not even exist. All right, so let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, we can go all into that son of perdition and how this devil was created, to be the sword, and Romans 9 as well, and Genesis the 25th chapter. But here I'm here to show to you an example of this foul, fornicator, profane piece of trash. So here you go. And I'm going to try and let the whole video play before I comment on it and go into the scriptures again.
A killer was able to offend for 15 years without coming under suspicion because of serious failings at hospitals where he worked. An inquiry has found David Fuller abused bodies in mortuaries in the Kent and Sussex Hospital and Tunbridge Wells Hospital between 2005 and 2020. He's currently serving a life sentence for the murder of 2 women. And a warning that this report from Martha Fairley has some distressing and upsetting details of Fuller's crimes.
I am admitting the offences, but I don't really want to go into detail.
For 15 years before his arrest, hospital electrical supervisor David Fuller was able to access and sexually abuse at least 100 deceased women and girls at 2 hospitals in Kent. His youngest victim was just 9, the oldest 100. In 1 year alone, he used his swipe card to enter the mortuary 444 times, offending 20 times. One former colleague claims bosses at Maidstone and Tunbridge Wells NHS Trust weren't interested.
Now, I'm not saying the security officer knew what was going on, because they didn't, as far as I know. They want you to report things, but when you report them, they don't want to know. They just close their eyes to it.
Edomites just close their eyes to it. Just close their eyes to it. I just didn't want to let it play. Let me just dive into these scriptures here. Okay, and I'm examining this word here, which is given into the book of Leviticus and Deuteronomy. These are the laws, statutes, and commandments, the laws that were pretty much given to the Israelites only. Okay, that just showing you that people of Negro, Latino, Indian descent was involved with these things in the ancient world. Okay, but since this devil has taken on the Bible, since he's covered the faces of the judges thereof and replaced it with his false image of of his deceitful image of the Most High, and the Most High's first begotten Spirit, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. He put his face in place of all that. So he's also again putting themselves in a position that he is God. And so he's been held on this. He's been held on these standards. And he's going to be held accountable. So let's go into this here. There shall not Deuteronomy 18:10, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. That's pretty much most of the population of the, especially here in America, observer all these, guilty of all of them. Okay, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Okay, necromancer, dealing with death here. Okay, but the word here that we're wanting to look up is necrophilia, or what's on top of the video, necrophiliac, dead bodies. Slack it. Whoa. Okay, and this is dealing with the dead, dealing with the dead, to die, kill, have one executed, to die, be put to death, perish, to die, perish. As of a nation, there's that's off right there, because there's no end to the people. Ecclesiasticus, so the Edomites is still here. To die prematurely by neglect of wise moral conduct, to kill, put to death, dispatch. So, to die literally or figuratively causes susceptibility to kill, crime, dead body. Okay, so we're dealing with necrophilia or necrophiliac. Let me look it up. This is sick. I mean, well, I don't have to look it up. It's clearly the video. Video pretty much explained it. A person who has sexual and dead bodies. Just imagine that, though. And this is a ancient custom of witchcraft, or, for example, Aleister Crowley, how he would be having sex with a female and a beast at the same time, and he would kill the woman while he's in the midst of his orgasm. That's some sick You can't get no sicker than that. Who comes up with something like that? These devils, which is the ancient, those Hamites in the past. That's where this, the Africans, the Hamites, the Africans. History. In the ancient world, sailors returned corpses to their home country were often accused of necrophilia. Singular accounts of necrophilia in history are sporadic, though written records suggest the practice was present within ancient Egypt. Herodotus writes in the histories that to discourage intercourse with a corpse, ancient Egyptians left deceased beautiful women to decay for 3 or 4 days before giving them to embalmers. What? Herodotus also alluded to suggesting that the Greek tyrant Periander had defiled the corpse of his wife, employing a metaphor. Periander baked his bread in a cold oven. Acts of necrophilia are depicted in ceramics from the Moche culture, which reigned in northern Peru, Jakes, from the 1st to 8th century. So there's a history on it, on that sick behavior. That's why it's in the law. Sick. Sick devils, man. I'll finish this in a second here. Let me click out of it. So let me let the rest of the video play and then come back to the scriptures.
Today, the independent inquiry into the issues raised by Fuller's case revealed multiple failures by the NHS trust bosses.
Senior management of the Trust had been aware of problems with the running of the mortuary from as early as 2008. But there is little evidence that effective action was taken to remedy these issues or that the Trust board paid any attention to the mortuary.
The report makes 17 recommendations to prevent a repeat of similar crimes, including ensuring all non-mortuary workers are accompanied by staff, an end to the practice of leaving the deceased out of fridges overnight or during maintenance, CCTV cameras installed in the mortuary and post-mortem room, and the Trust must treat the deceased with the same dignity as other patients.
Well, the NHS is responsible for looking after patients, and caring for them when they're alive, but they also have a responsibility for care for patients when they've died. Certainly society would expect the NHS to be doing that, and I think most of the NHS would be expecting that as well.
The NHS Trust has apologised, saying it's already made improvements.
We've made many changes at our hospital since Fuller's offending came to light,
hit a couple of them.
and I'm confident that our mortuary today is safe and secure. But nonetheless,
You don't look like that unless you've you're into all kind of foul, abominable acts. You can see that's clearly a foul individual. Not that I'm judging by the outward appearance, but the spirit does not lie, man.
we're going through the details of Jonathan's report and will take any further actions that are required.
In its next phase, the inquiry...
And you can see the scripture here, Hebrews 6:12 and 16, which I quoted earlier, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. You got the little, looks like a little white woman, Edomite woman there, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, and that goes back to the story in Genesis. Okay, 26th chapter, all right? And Esau, Edom, is here today, ruined. You know, Esau, Edom is the self-proclaimed white man, the most purest, holiest, innocent of them all. Hey, Shalom.